Hello viewers and welcome back to Fafana Maths class. We are going to look at difference of two. The difference of two square is still under algebraic expressions, okay? So if there is something that you will misunderstand here, it means you have to go back to the previous audios, then you watch for the betterment of what your understanding, okay? To understand and then follow the topic very well, okay? So now we are on difference of two squares, okay? Now, what at all is difference of two square? When you have any expression in mathematics or anywhere, when you meet an expression which is in the form a squared minus b squared, it means you are dealing with what? Difference of two square, okay? So if the first term has a degree of 2, okay, the whole of the first term, because you can have two different variables or two different values here and then they are in square, all right, minus you have another one which is also square, it means you are dealing with what? Difference of two square, okay? And then it is useful to recognize this type of expression when factorizing expressions, okay? So an example is, if you have, I have 25y squared minus 49, all right, and I want to have this in difference of two square. We know that 25 is a perfect square of what? 5, okay? So 5 squared y squared minus, and then 49 is a perfect square of what? 7. So 7 squared, okay? So this one automatically I have turned this expression into difference of two square, okay? Because this one and that one I can rewrite it and make it like this, okay? So now in this expression, when I compare it with this one, it means my a will be equal to what? 5y, and then my b will also be equal to what? 7. All right, I'm hoping you are getting the explanation, okay? So the difference between the square of one value and then the square of what? A different value is what we refer to as what? Difference of two square, okay? So if I have a squared minus b squared, okay, the expression, or if I want to expand it, I have to get a minus b times a plus b, okay? So if you have the expression in this way, this one too means I can have what? 5y minus 7 and then what? 5y plus 7, all right? So in expansion, if you want to expand any expression in this form, this is how you'll be getting it, okay? You pick the first value minus the second value, you don't bring the squares, okay? You leave the squares out, times, you close the bracket, you open another bracket, the first value plus what? The other value, okay? So now straightforward, let's take example, or let's see, difference of two square can be used for factorizing expressions, okay? It can be used to simplify calculations too, and then it can also be used to simplify expression, okay? So it can be used to factorize expression, it can be used to simplify expressions, and it can be used to also simplify what? Calculations, okay? So now let's take a very quick 1 or 2 examples, then we call it a day. Now if I have 4x squared minus y squared, okay, and I'm asked to put this one in the form difference of two square, okay? You see 4 is a perfect square. Always if it is a number, look for the perfect square of that number, okay? 4 is a perfect square of what? 2. So when I square 2, I should be getting 4. And then here this x is already squared minus what? Y squared. So it will be equal to 2x squared minus what? Y squared, okay? So when I should expand this one, I will be getting what? 2x minus y times 2x plus 1 plus y, okay? So this is the simple expression that I have. The same way if I have 5 minus 10y squared, okay, sorry, 20y squared, okay? If I have the expression in this way, we know that here it is very tricky. You have to look at something. You have to do some factorization first before you what? You continue and then express it in difference of two square, okay? You have to factorize, you know, 5 is a factor, and then 20 has 5 as a factor in 8 factors, okay? So 5 bringing out open bracket, to be left with 1 here, minus 20. If you divide 20 by 5, you get what? 5. Then you bring your y squared, you close the bracket. So in here, we can have difference of two square, okay? we can have difference of 2 square here. So this question, I think there is something wrong with it. So let me just clean it because I'm just a little bit confused. So let's tackle another question, which is what? 81 p squared minus 49 q squared. Okay, so let's see how we can put this one in the difference of 2 square form. Okay, so it will be equal to 81 is a number. Can we get a perfect square of 81? Yes, which is what? 9. 9 square will give you what? 81. 9 gives us what? 81. So 9 squared. Then we repeat the variable, which is what? P squared. P squared minus 49 is the perfect. So 7 squared. Okay, and then the variable is what? Q. Okay, so in here we will be having 9p into bracket squared minus 7q into bracket squared. So when we express this one in difference of 2 squared, you have 9p minus 7q, and then what? 9p plus 7q. All right, so these are expressed in the what? In the form of what? Difference of 2 squared. So now let's take one problem, okay, which is associated with what? Difference of 2 square. Okay, one problem associated with difference of 2 square. If you have example like x squared minus y squared dividing x minus y squared. Okay, now you see we have difference of 2 square here, x and y. Okay, so this x and y here, x square y square here, we can express it in difference of 2 square in this form as what? X minus y, then what? X plus y. Okay, dividing the denominator here. This denominator means this actual binomial is multiplying itself twice. Okay, so we have x minus y, then x minus y again. Okay, multiplying itself because there are 2. Square means it is multiplying itself twice. Okay, so this x minus y will cancel x minus y here, and we'll be having x plus y over x minus y, and this will be the solution for the question above. Let me write it well. So we'll be having x plus y dividing what? X minus y. Okay, all right, so that will be the solution for this question. I will urge you to look for more examples from books, and then you solve it on your own. If there are any difficulties, the page is there. Make your comments, ask your question through your comments, and don't forget to share for the benefit of others, and do have a nice day. Bye bye.